First of all, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you doing this. Um, First question I will ask you is, could you tell me your name, rank, and branch of service?
Curtis Ray Hunsaker, U.S. 52471095, U.S. Army,
And what was your rank when you left
uh,
serving?
E5,
Okay.
I believe,
Okay. And when did you serve?
uh, 58 to 62, including my reserve time.
Okay. And what's your connection to Southwest Virginia? Where are you from?
Jenkins, Kentucky, primarily in Wise, Virginia, and I'm a Southwest Virginia boy and native, and primarily from the coal fields.
Okay. And how and why did you enter the military?
I was drafted.
Okay. Can you
As
tell me about what happened? You got your letter and
well, I was in college, and as soon as I was deferred until I got through school
when you
in
went in '58, where's the first place you went?
Fort Knox, Kentucky, for
Okay.
basic training
Okay.
for both the first 8 weeks and the second eight for clerk typist training.
Okay.
Um, and then was assigned to Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and went there as with the 79th Engineer Group, and that's where I stayed the whole time I was in the Army.
What was your job there?
Primarily typing for a major and doing secret clearance correspondence of different types.
Okay. Okay. Um, and while you were at Fort Dix, how did you stay in touch with your friends and family?
I got married while I was there. Married a girl who was a local girl from Alexandria, Virginia, and lived off base with her, and sort of brought her home with me. And boy, I had a beautiful marriage, 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy, and the sweetest wife in the world. We did a good job with four kids, and we raised them right, and they're still here. 3 of them visit me about every day here, and my son's in North Carolina, down in North Carolina, and he comes in when he can.
Mhm.
Uh, I still have one sister living, and she lives over at Jenkins, Kentucky, still yet. In fact, we're going over there shortly
Mhm.
for her birthday.
Could you tell me about something that happened, maybe while you were going through training?
Well, it was a simple basic training, except they found out I was already top, and this was running into October, November, and they found out I could already top, and they took me out and put me far in the furnaces for for the basic for the unit I was in, and so that duty was really great because I could sleep all day, stay stayed awake, and did the firing at night. The furnaces with coal, and they knew I was a coal miner's son. It worked out pretty well.
How fast could you type?
About 40 words a minute, 40 to 60 words a minute.
On a manual typewriter?
On a manual typewriter, no electric. I never saw electric typewriters. I got out of service.
All right. And finally, what message would you pass on to young people about military service?
I wouldn't take nothing for my service in the military. I thought I probably might have to go overseas, and I didn't really much want that. But I had good service, good field placements, and good and good rapport with everybody I met, with all the upper sergeants over me and officers and enlisted men as well. And it worked out really well for me. And then I married this girl that one of the boys at the base had the girl. He had a date with this girl, but he couldn't go without he took his other girl. He said. So I went with him, and it was a blind date, and it worked out real well. Uh, she was a wonderful girl, and it was a good marriage. And I've been blessed in that aspect of meeting her when I did, and I was sort of dating a girl back home, and but I'd never talked, we'd never talked about marriage or anything. I was just dating her every once in a while. But she sort of felt like I jilted her, but I didn't. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Could you tell me, was there anything that you learned in the military that you felt like you used in your civilian life after the military?
Actually, I became a social worker after I was in the military. I never thought about it. Interacted with a lot of people in the military, and after I got out, the only work I could find was through the welfare department in my hometown, and that's where I got a job as a social worker. And after about a year and a half there, I decided to go on to graduate school, and I went to Florida State and stayed 2 years and got my master's degree in social work. And I learned a whole lot in the military about dealing with people, and and didn't get that much training and for it. You just sort of thrown into the field. But I had no problem relating to people and talking to them and dealing with the problems and that sort of thing. And it worked out real well for me. And I think probably my training in the Army helped me a whole lot like that, because I've never had any problem in my life talking to people. I've always been easy to talk with people and love people, especially old people. And now I'm an old person, and I still love to talk to people. Uh, it's a good life. I've been blessed in my life. My father was a poor man who did really well in truck mining and made quite a bit of money, that sort of thing. But he raised us right. But I've seen a lot of misery in my life on the part of people, and done a lot of good, I think. Of course, in welfare, you it's hard. It's a hard core that you're working with, and I've seen how foster care can change a person's life, and how by taking children out and putting them in foster care, it's the best thing for people. And some people, it doesn't serve the purpose, but some people it does.
Okay.
I've had people to come back and tell me that how good that I changed their life. We changed their life. It was not me, it was we. We changed their life.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for all you've done.
Well, thank you.